Hey everybody, it's May, and tonight I'm going to do the gift card tutorial. So as you can see, I have been mass producing all these lovelies. Some of them are not Christmas. They have bows on them. Some have little bees. Some are pastel like Christmas. Here's another example of a pastel Christmas. Um, we have some teacher recognition types with cute little colors on the inside. You know, little chalkboards and things. Um, we made sure to do a few of the Mickey Mouse pattern papers I had in my stash. I think they're super cute. Even did one, let's see, where's the one I like? I like this one with the coffee cup for, it says just a little goofy in the Mickey Mouse papers. We have tons and tons of Christmas, even down to graphic 45 papers. Lots and lots. You guys, I made 160. So, if you would like to see how I put this together, because tonight on camera we're going to be making this little darling for me to put on my bedside table, then just stay tuned. Okay, friends, I just want to start the video showing you like a couple of the little designs of the little purses that we have made. We have some very Christmassy ones too. Let me grab one. We have these with the little Merry Christmas. It's a thick cardstock sticker and then like a little bottle cap type sticker. And when you open it up, I have just 3 peppermints inside, and I have some stickers that I am making in my Cricut. They say to and from. They're just like little rectangles, and they'll have like a little holly leaf or something on the side of it for me to put on the back. If people want that at the craft fair, to like say to and from, and it'll hang on the tree. I think it's too cute. It just takes one 6x6 paper, 4 score lines, a little bit of glue, 2 solid strips of cardstock, and 2 pieces of ribbon, and then you embellish however you like. So we did a lot of Christmas. We did a lot of pastel Christmas as well. I just think they're super cute. We did some with some Once Upon a Dream, I think it was, paper I had left over, you know, like Mickey Mouse style. I didn't make any reference to the fact that it was Mickey Mouse other than it's just the colors in the paper. I figured these would be great for any time, not just at Christmas. I know that a lot of people like to give their kids' teachers teacher appreciation gifts. So this one's got like primary color stars. It says Merry Christmas with the little bear. You open it up and it's got like you know, the little 2x2 cut parts in there, talking about how great a teacher is. I just put a little gem dot inside this little bow right here. We started running really low on stickers. We were making some just in any kind of paper. I do recommend double-sided paper. So we just started putting gem dots. Max thought, you know, simple was better. And I was like, okay. So, and I was wrong. I didn't make 160. I made 153. So I had some of these little bees with these like little gold wings on them. And they're all really sticky on the back. And I didn't know what to put them on. And I just thought, putting them on this purple paper on like the latch, this is Prima paper, I thought it just looked super cute. So let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial, my friends. I think you guys are going to like it. So this is the one we're going to make tonight. So obviously I've already done the video. I'm going to be putting this on my bedside table, and I wanted to show you that it can be a chopstick holder. You could roll up money and put that in there. You could put an actual gift card in here. You could put chapstick. You could put candies, treats, Hershey Nuggets, little doggy bones, PetSmart gift cards. Hello. If my brother's watching, Amazon and PetSmart gift cards. Hello, hello. I don't need Dunkin'. It will even hold like some odd-shaped chapsticks. Like, I've got a sticker on me. Good Lord. So let's pull these out and let's make sure it'll hold my other one. I like this one. It's the cinnamon bun swirl. So weird. But like I said, it's getting to be that time of year, you know, where your lips get very dry, and I would like to keep this on my bedside table. I do decorate my bedroom in fall all year. So let's go ahead and talk about this tutorial. There are a few things you're going to need. You're going to need some double-sided paper. You are going to need some Velcro dots. If you can get them smaller, fine. But the size I am using in the video is just about a 1/2 inch. And they worked perfect for me. I'll link that down in the description below. And I want to give a shout out credit to Miss Tanya Bozer. The name of her video was Make a Lip Balm or Treat Purse. This is not my original idea. I took everything from her. The only thing I did was I started embellishing the tags and different shapes, things like that, all on my own. But other than that, I want to give credit where credit is due. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, friends, so for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm actually going to make a fall gift card purse. I decorate my room year-round in all things, pumpkins, leaves, all autumn. It doesn't usually say, you know, give thanks or anything like that. It says blessed, grateful. I go with like the scripture tones that, I mean, you know, sayings that they say during the fall season. And I want to put my lip therapy Vaseline as well as my Nivea and my medicated chapstick. I do believe I'll be able to get all 3 of them in there, and I would like to sit this on my nightstand. So I personally am not going to be using it for a gift card. I am going to be using it to hold my chapsticks. Okay? So, like I said, this is Amber Moon by Frank Garcia and Prima. It is a very old paper collection I've had in my stash for many, many years now. And as you can see, I need to bust the stash soon. I need to work that out. But most all 6x6 papers come with a branding strip. All you will need to do is put it into your paper trimmer, line it up, and take it off at the 6-inch mark. The branding strip will come off gorgeous, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and look. I've already done that. Alright, so the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need just a simple score tool. Okay, a score board of any size. Because it's small, it's a 6x6 paper, I'm putting it in this one. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to line it with your pattern facing the way you want. Now, the back side will be flipped up. I'm not worried about that. Most people, when I'm selling them, I put a to and from sticker on the back so you don't really see the pattern. But even though this one will not have a to and from sticker on the back because it is going to be my personal little gift card purse, it's not going to matter to me, okay? So the first score we want to do is at 1 1/4. And I want to make sure I'm doing this joker right. Okay, yeah. I've got it marked. You can see I've been doing massive amounts of these guys. So I'm just going to put it in my scoreboard. And I'm going to say 1 1/4. The next score I'm going to do is at 4 3/4. Okay? And go straight down. I like to do it twice. This paper's a bit thick. Then you're just going to rotate it once. Okay? Because it is 6x6. So once you've rotated it, it's really simple. All you're going to do is score at 2 1/2 and 3 1/2. Okay? And what I'd like to do is, like I showed you guys all the massive amounts I did. You can see your score lines on here very nicely. 2 going vertical, 2 horizontal, and these like 2 squares right here. Okay? So I like to batch everything and mass produce. So what I do is I cut my paper. Then I score my paper. Then I fold my paper. Then, you know what I mean? I just do it all in steps. It's kind of nuts. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold and burnish. Okay? I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to fold and burnish. And then I'm going to fold and burnish. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the basis of our little purse. So the pattern is going to be the correct way on this side. But when we turn it around, it's kind of cattywanked. You know what I mean? That's the back side. And there's going to be something glued here. I'm not going to be sweating this, but normally I put a to from sticker for the person that purchases it to be able to give it to the recipient. Okay, so we have these 2 sides, all right? This is our front and back. We're working with the 2 smaller sides, okay? This is the only tricky bit. You're going to find your point, okay? And let me make sure I'm going to do this right. Let's see, hang on. It's been a hot minute since I did it, guys. Hang on, don't you be judging. Okay, if I'm going up like this, yeah, I need this corner to come to this side. It's a little tricky, but you see how you can see your points like that? You want to get your points, and you just I like to just stand it up. See how it just goes bloop? It stands up. So you're basically making a little triangle. But I do try to get them a bit perfected. And once I've got it just right, I will go ahead and burnish it. Trust me, it seems a little awkward, but I promise you, once you start knocking these boogers out and you're in assembly line, the first couple ones you're like, oh, after that, you're just folding and going. Me and Max, I think we folded, God, I can't even tell you how many we were doing one night, guys. We just watched Iron Man the entire time. By the end of the movie, we had them all folded. We had them all glued, you know, and scored. And then the next day, we did step 2. All right. Is that the way we're doing it? Right? Yeah. Okay, so you take your little point, and you just make it stand up, because you're wanting that little box shape. So, now that we have folded it, you're going to end up with something that looks very much like this. So, if we were to put it down, it's going to bow. You see what I mean? So, as we fold up, after it's glued, it's going to make this nifty little purse here. Okay? So, this is what I like to do. I like to go ahead and get my glue out. Oh my goodness. I just cleaned this glue so it's a little gloopy. Ew, it's a little gloopy, but it'd be alright. Normally I like using Fabri-Tac, but when I mass produce, I'm not going through my really expensive glue. You could use a tape runner, but I just want this to hold because I'm going to be putting some heavy use on it through the fall and the winter. So let's just go ahead and basically, you don't want to glue your diamond, your triangle or that side, okay? So you just want to lay it down. You want to make sure that when you fold it up, okay, you're going to be able to do that still, all right? I know it seems tricky, but like if you can't follow my tutorial, like I said, I'm putting the link to Tanya Bozer and her Make a Lip Balm or Treat Purse tutorial. Maybe she will explain it in a way that I can't. This is totally her idea as far as I know. She's the one I got it from. I watched her channel. I thought it was a really cute, easy little idea, and I wanted to duplicate it. And then I kind of started putting my own little spin on it. Not very much, but I mean, I dug it. I was like, that's a really cool little craft fair gift, and I like it. I love how it can also hang on the Christmas tree. I think that's like probably the coolest part of it to me. So I'm going to go ahead and get that down and burnish it. And what I am going to do, guys, is I will pause the video in just a minute. Seems as I made my glue very gloopy when I cleaned the cap out because it had been a while since I used that one. I'm going to go wash my hands. I personally don't like feeling sticky on my hands. So once you get it like this, you can see how it's got like that little bow. I don't like that. So what I do, and I got glue right there. Like I said, I'm about to go wash my hands, so it'll be alright. I just take my bone folder in there and I just make them very straight. So if you look on the back side here, see how I straighten them out? I don't like them bowing out like they are up here. So I'm just going to flip it and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to burnish it nice and flat. That way we've got gorgeous creases inside of there. Okay? So let me pause this video. This is what we're after. Okay? And the rest of it, you guys, so easy. You're going to be like, what? Okay, friends, and while I was cleaning my hands, I realized this is the glue bottle I cleaned, and not this one with berry art, because it doesn't have a fine point on it. It's like, durr. Okay, so for the next part of this design, what we're going to need is some solid cardstock, and you're going to cut it at 1/2 inch by 3.5 inches, okay? And it's going to go along your tops, and then you're also just going to need whatever kind of ribbon you have in your stash, and you're going to want to cut it to about 6 inches. So let me go ahead and my paper, my scoreboard here, roughly, if you go all the way to the edge, it is 6 inches. But I need my fabric scissors. I need to make it a little straight, okay? Normally, when we're dealing with ribbon, you're going to need to burn your edges so it won't fray. But the way that we are going to take care of this, we're not going to need to worry about that. Now, when I was mass producing, I made a template of where to put my glue dot and for each end of my handles for my purse. But since it's just, you know, one individual that we're showing here on the tutorial tonight, I'm not going to make a template, okay? But what I would do is I would go in 3/4 of an inch from each side, down 1/4 of an inch, and I would lay my thing here and then glue dot, glue dot. But we have 2 pieces of 6 inches of, and this is just single-sided satin ribbon. And then I have this yellow gold mustard cardstock, and I'm going to cut my strips of solid cardstock from this because I think it goes just fine. So I'm just going to go at a 1/2 inch here. Okay. And then I'm going to take that strip I just cut, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces at 3 1/2. And that is it for the paper trimmer tonight, my friends. That is it. Just very minimal cutting. Just cutting off a branding strip and cutting your cardstock. That's all you need. Excuse me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I do have my glue gun going. What I like to do is I like to stand up my little purse and I like to give it a pinch. Now this was not in her tutorial, but I like to give it a little triangle pinch. I just feel like it holds a little bit better, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to be kind of careful here. My glue gun will not stretch as far as I wanted it to. So I'm just going to put a dot here, and I'm going to put a dot here. Come on. And then before my glue sets up, I'm just going to put my ribbon, and I'm going to make sure not to twist it, you know, just to bend it around. Like, you know, just pull it around, but not like, see, it's not twisted, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to do this one right here, and this one right here. I'm going to put this ribbon down. Yeah, I was making sure that wasn't the wrong side up. Okay. And see, I didn't twist it. I thought I had. Okay. So I am totally going to cheat, and I am going to glue on. Nope, I didn't do it that way. My bad. I was acting like I was going to glue on the solid cardstock, but I didn't end up doing that. I actually glued it right over the top. See, this is how our design's going to look. Okay. So let me use the one that I did clean, and let's see how it works for me right now. You could ink it up, you could get really fancy with it, but the way I look at it is this is mass producing for craft fairs. And so, no, I wouldn't take the time to, like, ink the cardstock and all that. Personally, this one is going to be, like, mine. So, you know, I might have wanted to do it, but it's just to hold a little chapstick, and it's made of paper on my bedside table. If I was to spill my water glass at the end of the night or in the middle of the night, it's going to destroy it, you know? So, I'm not going to take the extra time to, like, ink it up and everything. It's not for this project, okay? So that's pretty much it. You're just gonna wanna make sure you cover up where you hot glued on, you know. Ugh, don't like it when glue gets on my desk. I should have used a mat. You just wanna burnish it down, you know. You wanna make sure it's adhered really good, edge to edge. That way it's not coming up. And we don't have to worry about our ribbon fraying because we completely covered it with that cardstock. So now it's gonna close up, and it's got like the looks of a purse, right? But we're not done. We got a couple more steps here, okay? Now, in the video, the tutorial by Tanya, she used a very large, it was like a Baroque style rectangle. The only rectangle I have is this stamp punch, and I think it's too small. The other one, I had the exact punch that she was using in that video. But you guys, after 10, 12 years, trust me when I tell you, them punches will break. And I broke it. So I'm going to take this tag punch, okay? And it's made by Marvy. And I don't even think this brand's still around anymore. So this means this will probably die soon. I have seriously gotten so many craft fair projects out of these types of punches over the last 10, 12 years. So I can't say anything. And I also have this really cool, like, it's the components to make a bow. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go back into my paper pad here. And I'm going to find me a design real quick. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I kind of like that wood. I kind of do. Let's see. Let's do the stripes, because I have a feeling that will turn out really nicely. And when you see like on the inside of the bow, you'll see like this design very minimal. But this is what I was saying. I go just a little beyond her tutorial. So I punched out the 3 pieces I need to make a bow. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close this up and I'm going to figure out like where my center is, right? So I'm just going to put my little tag in here. All right. I'm going to put edge to edge and I'm going to figure out like where my center is. And I'm going to kind of pinch this guy, okay? That's where I want my fold to be, is that far in. Okay, I don't want it in half. On the other one, I was doing it in half. For this tag, I don't want it in half. I want it to fold that much in the back, this much in the front. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I will link these down below, is I am going to take the male side of a Velcro dot, and I'm going to stick it on my thumb. I like the female to be on the tag. And the female to me is the fuzzy. The hard surface to me is the male. Is that the way it really is? I don't know. In my brain, that's the way it is. So, alright, so I'm going to pull this off. And these are nice and sticky, guys. For $9, I got 500 sets. So 1,000 pieces. And you guys see how many gift card purses I made. And I still have so many left. So I'm just going to stick them correct, okay? And this, I am going to use my hot glue. Am I? No. No, because I cut it off. I kind of wanted it there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some glue on here. And the good thing about this glue is it looks wrinkly at first. I personally like Fabri-Tac. But the Craft Art, what is it called? The one with the bunny. The craft glue by the bunny is okay. Berry Art's even better. But Art Glitter Glue is kind of like the standard if you're wanting to go for that type of glue. So I'm just going to center it. I'm going to make sure that my fold is directly in the middle where I want it to be. Okay. And then I'm just going to push down my stickers and hold my glue. So I've got this much in the back. Okay. That's all I have in the back. And then this is what I have in the front. Oops, sorry, way out of frame. Okay, but I want to further embellish it because, you know, we can lift it up and it's going to work, no worries. It's going to hold, at least 2 chopsticks, I would assume. Yeah, it's going to hold 2 chopsticks for me, no worries, okay? So I can have the medicated one. What is this? I can have the Blistex Intensive Hydration Vitamin C. And I can have my Vaseline Lip Therapy, Rosy Lips. And you guys know these are bigger than normal chopsticks. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to use these in the video, is so you can see. You can not only get like a chopstick in here. I got 3 candies in it. You can put a gift card in it. You can put cash in it. You can put a little tag card in here. You can put a lot of things in here. So let's go ahead and put together this little bow. And I did pull out of my stash Satan crystals. These are by Prima also. They're really pretty, guys. Look at them. And they're like a really hard resin with some glitter on them. But they don't match the Amber Moon collection. They are from the Love Story collection. But I want to use, I want to use one of these brown ones right here in the center of my bow. So this is what I do. I totally cheat. I don't use a pencil to form it. I just use my fingernail and I just like curl it out. You know, that's all I do. Okay, that is all I do. And this little piece, it's adorable. I don't use it. No, I'm not wrapping that booger around this bow. They are crazy. Okay, I didn't do the other ones that way either. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I stick it in the middle and I stick it on the tip. And you will get your fingers gluey if you're not using the precision tip, because I don't have mine on here. Because it's dark and I'm not going to the building. Alright, so we're just going to take this bow. We're going to fold that little side right into the middle. And don't be scared, it's just glue and paper. You can always get it straight. Move it back, whatever you need to do before you glue sets. And so I'm just going to sit it here for a second. Just press in my middle, people. Just press in my middle. I like to take a bone folder and do it. like really push on that center and make it stick down. And if it don't want to behave, that's when I'll put a glue gun on it. I'll be like, you gonna stay now. So let's see if I can open this up one-handed. Y'all, I've had these things for so many years. I got a feeling the booger ain't even gonna open. No, it's like it was wanting to stick. So I'm gonna need like the really little guy right here. Okay. Well, that's some sticky, I'll tell you that. Alright, glued to my paper. I don't want that. Get off my paper. And he's gonna rip. Alright, so new deal here. I'm gonna glue my bow down to my little tail here. Because my glue gun is on now. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna lay my little bow right there. Yeah, I am. That was looking good. I'm gonna take me a glue dot and make him actually stay down like he should. I don't have patience right now. I'm wanting to get to another craft fair project after this. I'm wanting to make some little 3x4 booklets that I seen last night on Carolina's Crafts, and I thought they were darling. I want to make them because I have all the supplies for them boogers too. Put one more glue dot. Going to take my little Jimmy. Okay, it's stuck on the underside of my fingernail, and I'm gonna just position him right on the center of my bow, and I'm gonna squish it. There you go. So now I got, maybe he'll stay here. I got my, I got my cute little bow, okay? So now I'm gonna totally cheat, and I think I'm gonna stick my bow up at the top, because what was the other thing I was gonna, no, I want my bow kind of like down here, I think. Yeah, I want my bow down there. So I'm gonna just put some glue on the back of my little bow here, so I can know this little bugger's gonna stay. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking with heavy use, it's going to mess it up. The truth is, guys, I find that if you make a lot of crafts, and especially if you're the one that makes them, you know how to handle them. Does that make any sense? But I think this turned out super darling. I mean, I could go a step further and put a gem dot in each, you know, like it's like a little tie. What do you call it? Like a little bolt or a screw that came with the purse. I wonder what that would look like. I wonder. You know, I mean, it's up to you how far you want to embellish them. But like you've seen at the beginning of the video, I just kept them very simple for craft fairs. I need some scissors. I mean, tweezers. Okay. Do I want to do that? Let me see what that looks like before I put it in place. I don't know. I don't think I do. I'm going to put that back. I don't like that. No, I don't. I think that is perfect. So that's how you make the gift card purse. And like I said, it will open up very nicely. You can hold all kinds of little goodies in here. And I just think it's darling. I really do. And so at my craft fair, I'm going to sell them for $2 a piece. They are a little bit of work, but I think it's worth it. They're super simple. And I think for just the minimal amount of time that you have to use to make them, and depending on how you want to decorate them, they turn out darling. So I'm going to price them at $2 each or 2 for $3. And I think that's a killer deal. So that was the gift card purse tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, bye.